Officer Donnelly, Libert Shiverton, a slow down because on most cases I get it incorrect, but it's a new year, 2025, so I have to make sure I dot all my I's and cross all my T's. Officer Donnelly, Libert Shiverton, who brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in road safety and law enforcement. And we will, of course, be discussing traffic concerns today, sharing important safety reminders, and, of course, answering some of your pressing questions. And of course, the number to call when we do open the line is 662-8674. I'm not sure why some people are hell-bent on using the landlines. Let me say this. I said it before. Let me say it again. We are in a total different studio. The other studio that we were in, the infrastructure for those landlines are still there. They're not here because we're going back over there when the renovation is finished. So it doesn't make any sense to move those infrastructure to this location. So while the infrastructure is still there, the connection from here to there is totally not impossible, but it's a far reach right now. So please, for now, not throw away those numbers, save them. But for now, if you want to get in, 662-8674. With that said, buckle up, stay tuned, and let's quote unquote drive into our session this morning. Good morning, Donnelly.
Good morning, GQ. It's a pleasure to be here. But before I get into anything else, I would like to get in a little prayer.
Of course, I know that's expected.
Heavenly Father, we come before you humbly this morning, seeking for your guidance and your protection. We thank you, dear God, for our night's rest, and we thank you, dear God, for bringing us through another night. Sometimes we do not deserve God, but because of who you are, the way you love us, we are grateful. And so guide our thoughts this morning. May we have receptive hearts to the information given. These mercies we ask in your name and no other name. Amen.
Amen. And I do apologize for the interruption in your prayer. We were joined by your colleague this morning. I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's the first time being in the studio. Good morning to you, sir. How you doing?
Hello, good morning. I'm good. I'm great. God is good. Good morning, SKB. Good morning, everyone.
All right. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Officer Jack, number 362.
All right.
Traffic Department.
Officer Jack.
Yes, please.
All right. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, sir.
When you're ready, you can put on the headphone. That's for when we're receiving the call, so you can hear what's going on. Quick note, though, it's only working in one ear, so don't panic. Yeah.
Okay.
Not yet. Can you hear me now? Okay, great. Okay. All right, sorry about that, guys.
Yes.
We're just doing some housekeeping and apologize.
That's okay. That's okay, GQ. Good morning to those persons out there in Major Land. This is my first time for a long time and first time for 2025, and I want to wish everyone out there in Major Land a blessed and prosperous 2025 and accident-free 2025. We want to at this time apologize to those persons who or send condolences to those persons who would have lost a family member, a relative,
Put your phone on silent.
a friend,
You too as well.
or somebody who would have had a fatal accident.
Yes.
Yes, we want to apologize. We want to send condolences to those persons because in this time, Mr. GQ, losing a loved one, losing a friend, we know how difficult that can be.
Yeah, indeed.
And so we move right into our program. This morning we want to discuss one of the main things we're going to be speaking about this morning is the standard that we have for the inspection of motor vehicles. Bearing in mind that you can call in on anything that you want to relate to the traffic department, you can send in your criticisms, you can send in your suggestions. We are well aware of the vast amount of concerns that the general public have. And so we're here to listen, we're here to take the criticism as they come and be better police officers, be better traffic officers.
Right.
One of the things I want to speak about, though, GQ, before we touch on the standard that we have for the inspection, is to continue to speak to the general public about buckling up.
Mm-hmm.
That is very important for the safety of you, the driver, the other users on the road, and the occupants of the vehicle, especially when we have children in the vehicle. We recognize that some fines would have been imposed and some fines would have gone up, and so we are hoping that the general public will take all of this into consideration and not just wanting to give their money away to the government after working so hard. So we're expecting those persons who have children between the ages of months to 5 years old to have them in the back of the vehicle and they're strapped in their in their car seat and their boosters, and the children 6 to 14 to have them strapped in the seat belt in the back of the vehicle.
So everyone in the vehicle should be strapped.
Should be strapped. Okay. You must be strapped in the vehicle for safety's sake. And we would remind the general public of the accidents that we would have had. There was one in Connery by Contact where the gentleman would have run off the road trying to fix the child, hold back the child in the back of the vehicle because the child was standing between two seats. That vehicle had 4 occupants, including the driver and that child.
Wow.
The child was between the ages of months to 5, so that child should have been in a car seat. However, that child was just stuck between the driver and the front passenger. And so because of the vehicle that was coming towards the one vehicle was coming from east, one was coming from west.
Right.
And so for whatever reason, there was cause for the driver coming from east to swerve. Him swerving because he recognized that he realized that the child is in the vehicle and not strapped. He's trying now to hold back the child from coming forward. He ran over into the bushes, and so that would have caused an accident. Luckily for that driver is that the child that they just ran into some bushes, had that vehicle hit a hard object, that would have been a different story. And so we want to reach out to the general public and have them strap up. It's necessary and important for them to do so because it saves their lives. I am not sure if Constable Jack want to add something to that, because when it comes to, he's one of our investigators, I must say that, at the traffic department. He's been with us for about 7-8 years at the traffic department, and so he's one of our main investigators, and these are the things that he sees on a daily basis. And so, Constable Jack would tell you that sometimes he's working a 12-hour shift, and he would get like 8-9 accidents in that one day.
Wow.
You know, so he's hands-on with that kind of information, and so I am certain that he would want to share something with us this morning.
Right.
Thank you, Donnelly. When it comes to buckling up, even it goes to the busmen, right? Sometimes you see they have the seat belts strapped on the back of them. It's buckling, but it's under the back of them, right? The passengers, they don't have it on as well, right? So I'm just urging the busmen to actually wear their seatbelt correctly. Make sure that the front passengers, they are also in accordance with the law when it comes to buckling up. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes, and so GQ, we would go on to the standard for the inspection. We would realize that the traffic department would have enhanced their vehicle registration system, and for shortened terms for us, we call it the VRS system. And so we would have made
the VR?
VRS, Vehicle Registration System, VRS, right? So we would have made some adjustment, making it, improving the system, making it better for the general public and we ourselves at the traffic department. And so we have included in that enhancement the inspection agencies and the insurance agencies who are now fully a part of our system. You remember once ago you used to, well, you probably may not be aware, but once ago what would have happened is that when you renew your insurance, our system was not up to date. If your vehicle license in October and you renew your driver's license, your insurance, and it expires in August, our system will just show August. In the meantime, because your vehicle expires in October, you would then go and renew your insurance that will take you to the following year, October. But we at the traffic department would not know that. Our system was just giving us the present.
Right.
Now our system is giving us the present insurance.
Real time.
Right. And so we can now go on our system and recognize that GQ's vehicle P10 is up to date with insurance and inspection.
Right.
Inspection agencies are now it's a must now that you take your vehicle to the inspection agencies and have your vehicle inspected and pictures taken. When the inspector who would have inspected your vehicle finish inspecting your vehicle, the information goes straight to the Inland Revenue. You no longer have to take your inspection paper. You no longer have to take your insurance paper.
Providing that person you're dealing with is up to date.
Everyone is on the system.
Okay.
Every single inspector that we have in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is now on our system, so they're up to date.
Okay.
We used to have the cases where persons would just sit at home and go to an inspection agency, carry the paper and said, I want to inspect my vehicle. The inspector did not see a vehicle, have no knowledge of the vehicle, but yet they would give you a pass. That can no longer happen.
Okay.
And so there are some standards that we're looking for, GQ. We're looking for the tint. The law speaks clearly to tint, and the inspectors are equipped with their tint machines. However, some persons may not put a tint meter on your vehicle because the law clearly specifies that once we can stay from the outside and see the inside clearly, then you don't need to use a tint meter. Because some persons are saying, oh, well, the police didn't, if we have in a VCP, they might say, the police didn't put the tint meter, so how they could send me vehicle dark. The law gives us that, provide that for us.
Right.
At the inspection center, we're also looking for the length of the tint from the top of the top of the windshield. It must be 10 inches from the top.
Okay.
And that must be 35% as well.
Okay.
Not because it's just on the top of the windscreen. It gives you the right to, say, put a 5% or a 20%
Right.
or 15%.
Right.
Must be 35% all around. Some persons speak to factory tint. You can get a ticket every day for having a factory tinted vehicles because it doesn't make provision for that. The law says that you must be 35%, and we must be able to stay from the outside and see the inside clearly.
Right.
And so we are going according to what the law says.
Talk about law. What are the consequences right now for tint?
For tint?
You say it has been updated,
yes,
right?
We have been updated, and I would have to check give me 1 minute, Mr. GQ, so I can check to see what it says about tint. In the meantime, I would go on and say it for inspection.
Well, while you do that, I was going to ask Officer Jack if he's okay. What are some of your common concerns as it relates to vehicle checkpoints on the road?
When it comes to VCP, right? I think it's something good. We actually look at this, right? We actually making sure that you're going home safe and coming back, safe, right? There's a lot of people who take risks, right? Especially those rentals. People, for my time on the road, I experienced that people would go and just pay $100, $120 and get a rental, right? You stop those rentals. Sometimes they're supposed to have a driver's license, but the rental owners already took their 120 or the 140 or what the case might be, right? So you meet on a lot of situations where these things will happen. People have number plates and they take a marquee with a cardboard, all right, to pay 444 on it, right? That is not in accordance with the law as well. You meet those heavily tinted front windshield. They are not part of the PM detail, but they're heavily tinted and stuff like that.
Right.
And then you have issues even with seatbelt. Oh, officer, my seatbelt not working properly.
Right.
You shouldn't even be on the road with that.
Yeah.
Right, and stuff like that. So, the VCP or the vehicle checkpoint actually, brings out a lot of offenses that, occur daily on the road that we might miss, right? Because we are small units, so we don't see and we can't see everything, treaded tires. Some man has some tires on steel. And, the checkpoint really brings out those things. We're not there just to issue a ticket, right? But we're here just to, enhance your safety, right? We're looking out for your safety, right? Imagine I giving you a ticket for your safety,
right?
Right? Just look at it that way.
Yeah. I, as a matter of fact, I've never looked at it that way. I just look at it honestly from a point. How can I put it? Of you enforcing the law. That's how I looked at it. You're enforcing the law, making sure that everyone is being law-abiding citizens, right? So, but that's a good point, though, in terms of making sure we all get home safe. So, thanks for sharing that.
Yes.
Officer.
Yes, so we had some ways, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has taken some necessary steps to curb the rising number of road accidents and fatalities, and so they would have put some penalties on reckless driving from $6,000 to $8,000 and up, careless driving fines from $8,000 for injuries, reaching up to about $10,000, and the DUI, which is driving under the influence, they would have put the penalties to increase from $10,000 to $20,000. Speeding tickets, now they are working on sending you your speeding tickets to the mail, and so they're working on getting the surveillance cameras on our stoplights.
Okay. Before you continue, I just want to let the public know that they can call now because we just have 10 more minutes left inside of the program.
Of course.
So, I'm going to let you continue, but be prepared to be interrupted.
No problem.
All right, the lines are now open, ladies and gentlemen. Continue.
For rentals are not allowed any tint at all in their vehicles. Absolutely no tint.
Stick up in. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Yes, morning.
And good morning, Donnelly.
Good morning.
And the good officer there with Donnelly.
Good morning.
GQ, I want to talk about two serious things. See? And I want Donnelly to understand that this government and chief of police must recognize shared roles, whether you put one in the West Coast or put one in the East Coast. You understand? We can't going out this new year with this nonsense, with this careless drivers. No. What I would like to see, and my good friend God dropped the ball. What happened to big man smoking and driving, smoking marijuana and driving? You call me number. I'm a Rasta man, GQ. I'm a Rasta man. And people life force. It's too much carelessness. The next thing I would like to see, Donnelly, is to give you and Officer Rose a chance of peace. And more officers, because I heard you in another show saying that I ain't got much workers, and that is a problem to me. Because you see some police around, seems to like ain't doing nothing. And you got to beef up the traffic. We want surveillance 24 hours around the island, especially on the West Coast. The next thing I would like to see, just yesterday, I was over the southeast running through. And when you're going up Timothy Hill, man, it got hole bigger than over by Knoxville in the ocean. Something wrong. Our visitors travel there daily anytime a cruise ship down there. What the hell happening in public walks? These things is not supposed to be happening. Get some sand and stone and go over there till the car come in. You cannot do that before when these tourists get hurt over there. Where we gonna tell people? Where we gonna tell the international community? Come on, we gotta do better than that. And that, you got to come school, the court of conscience wants to see you. Have a good morning, everybody.
All right, thanks for your call. Any response to Jam Down?
Yes, good morning, Jam Down. It's always a pleasure hearing you on our radio program. We really appreciate your suggestions and even your criticisms because it makes us better. Smoking and driving, you have your views on that, and so I will not touch that. I will leave that alone. And giving a vehicle to House and myself, honestly speaking, I love the fact that as an older police officer, I can walk to the areas of the communities so that persons can see you and feel you. No, we can't walk everywhere, and we appreciate the fact that Jamdown is looking out for our interests, and we are grateful. But walk to the community so persons can see you, have conversations. So persons can say, Donnelly, yesterday I had a problem because all these old vehicles here, a gentleman was in there hiding from the police. So these are the information that you would get. Not that you can't get it once you're driving, but it's easier when persons see you walking along the streets of Bastille or even into your communities. He spoke about the potholes on Peninsula Road. I will get on to Mr.
Gilbert?
Yes, at the Public Works Department and ask him to have a view. And we have a very amicable communication with Public Works when it comes to road safety.
Let's take this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Yes, I must say good morning, Donnelly, and the program.
Good morning.
How I understand that the government give people to smoke, and so some of them just take advantage of it, even though in the vehicle they're smoking, and all over you go, areas them they're smoking, and they're disturbing you with it. And it's a good program, and the bench thing where you are talking about what like the people them who not pay the fine, and the bench thing. But I hope that this 250 where government give that could do it too for help with the thing instead of food alone, because bills to pay too. All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
Good program.
Right, Casilda.
Let me the lady who spoke about just now, the caller number 2 about the smoking. Jamdown did not specify what smoking, whether it is that is marijuana smoking or cigarette smoking. He just widely said smoking, smoking and driving. The government would have passed the law about smoking, but we can't just get up and just smoke in the general public all over the place like the lady is saying. I have been to football matches and recognized that persons are just openly want to smoke in the general public, and that is not acceptable. Right. So, but when Jamdown was speaking about smoking, he did not specifically said weed. He just said smoking and driving.
All right, let's take this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Donnelly,
Yes.
I'm talking about all smoking, especially ganja smoking. The ones that figure that banana and body well and all of them, they come keep them in all of them. And they don't work here because people like values. And that has to come and then we straighten this in the court of country. This country got long. You tell the gangster business. This country got long and everybody likes value in this country. That is what we're going to do. And you got to talk about it more because I was passed up the other morning down under the bar down there. A family come out for one the cushion. And back in human that animal. I mean, this is how we want to give our respect people space. When I was young and upset in smoking, all the passion them in women, so why these people who born in independent times now want to pass the life? You can't walk so. And Jamdown is saying that loud and clear. You can't go about here, maybe everybody else. I want to do that. We're here. Have a good morning again.
Thank you. One of the standards that we have when it comes to the licensing of vehicles is number plates. GQ, we have a very serious problem in our federation with number plates. I am waiting for the time when the government takes back registration plate in the hands of the government or in the hands of the police. You come to the traffic department, you register your vehicle, you're given a number, We punch in our information in our system. 1 hour from then, you go to the Public Works Department and you get your number plate. And that number plate will be in accordance with the law. Because our laws on number plates clearly states that there should be nothing on your number plate except your numbers and your letters. Persons are going crazy now with putting whatever they want on a number plate. They put in names, flags, ornaments of all sort. Even the bordering, the law clearly speaks to that. And so we ask the general public to be mindful that the law clearly states that your number plate should just have your numbers and your letters only. Also making sure that you have the correct number plate color on your vehicle, also the size. There is a law on sizing, length, spacing, and that is important. Some persons 5 on a number plate look like S's. Some persons 1s look like L's. Some persons, like Constable Jack stated earlier, they're just taking a marker and putting something on a cardboard and sticking it on your vehicle, and that is not acceptable. I had reason to inspect a new taxi vehicle some days ago, and taxi plates are supposed to be yellow and the numbers are supposed to be black. And that taxi plate had yellow plate, black letters and numbers, and this white bordering. That is against the law. And so the inspectors are well aware of the standards, and so once a vehicle goes to an inspector, him or her, whoever that inspector is, must fail that vehicle if the tint is not in accordance, the lighting is not in accordance, the number plates are not in accordance, and your tires. Some of us are driving around vehicles with like socks and think it's okay. That also is an offense. There are some offenses, Mr. GQ, that we before used to just leave alone, lie low. But now we are trying to fix our faults and making sure that we enforce all of these regulations so persons can understand that we didn't make them up. Our 15.06, which is our Bible, speaks to all of this. And persons who are interested in getting information from the traffic department, we have a site, www.police.kn. You can go on that site and you can get all the information that is necessary. Or you can come to the traffic department or call the traffic department 465-2241, ask them to put you onto the traffic department, and we can make ourselves available to assist wherever we can.
Thank you both for being here, but we'll have to wrap up this show now. It's time for a 9 o'clock report. Compliments to Grange, and it's now 9:02. I'll see you next week.
Yes, next week.
You come back next week, Officer Jack? Okay, that's...
If it's a matter, and so, I'll come make time and be
all right, great. All right, thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you, GQ.
Slow it down,